Hello again. A gesture drawing again. Beautiful model. Head. Very dark. I'm going very safe here because it's all dark. Safe in a minute. I'm going really quick. Head moves down. Sort of nose. And then you have jawline moving upwards. Neck. Shoulder. Her right shoulder. And then you have hand, which is holding all the weight. And move a bit further back so you can see where it's going down, when it's going down. Okay. As I mentioned, this is a hand. All this area is breast and then body line. And basically, it's a short. It's an easier model because we're targeting only the upper body. It's more. No, it's more. It's definitely a gesture drawing, as such. I have one leg, a right leg. Sorry, again a mistake. Left leg. Breast moving a really soft shadow that suggests that this breast is being on light on the light area of her body. And you have right breast, a little bit of rib cage. I wouldn't concentrate too much at this stage. Then you have body structure, thigh, half tone, and right here measuring underneath her lips. If I go straight, this is where her hand, left hand, is being shadow of the left hand. Then you have the hip, then you have, and then you have right foot, and then you have the shadow of her right leg, thigh to be more precise. And then, so it's an easier task from the previous, much easier from the previous drawing. I'll let you off this week with a little bit less of a difficult task. Then the shine of her hair. This is where ear is actually placed. Follows the jawline. I need to be a bit less dark here because don't forget she's a female, and that suggests a bit of a bearded, so you don't want a bearded female. So you have eyebrow, and then she's got her eyes wide open, so she doesn't close her eyes. Looking down a bit And that means that this nose is way too high up. So lower the nose. And upper lip and the lower lip. Okay. Now a little bit of dark coming with, as you normally know, and dipping my finger in the dark, and that dark could easily be spread over here. This is dark area, half, it's not dark, it's a half tone. Getting some dark again, and this is where my mainly darks are concentrated here as well. And then you got the hand, and then that's her muscle of her wrist, and just moving down that way. And I could easily darken that because it is very, very dark. So this dark here is a shadow that the body is a shadow of cast shadow of the body, of her upper torso. The other knee, then you got the breast, half tone around her nipples, and also a little bit of dark, taking dark from here and underneath, dark, and as I said, rib cage and muscle here. And I should emphasize this, but I'm not sure if I should do it very, very dark or more what I see. I think it's to be more what I see, that it's not too dark, that shadow. Again, incorporate, this is what we said earlier on, incorporate this into the wider shadow. So that's more emphasized than this one here, this line. And then you have the dark of her breast, and then that shadow which is underneath her hand, and darks, half tones coming through, and then a little bit of darks here, concentrating here to show her rib cage, dark here, right here. It's a six-pack. Oh, it's not exactly six-pack, but that's where it should be. And half tone there. Now this, it cannot stand like this. That's the armpit here. So that dark here shouldn't stand like, so it should be, that dark should spread a little bit further out. And then you have this coming through. And a little bit of dark here, which suggests collarbone. And is a beautiful line which goes and hand here. And not to forget a dark shadow around. There we are. You'll see the picture when I send it to you. It's actually the background there. It's beautifully shadow. Darker all around her face. It's dark here as well. Okay, not too bad. Now, and also a little tone, dark tone here, right here. And suggest the roundness of her breast. There we are. Now, hand, it's actually very little seen there, very little given importance, but it's something like this. You don't actually, I don't see the hand, you will not see the hand, because the picture doesn't actually show, which means it's not the priority of a photographer, but I will do something like this. I'm doing my own hand. So you got the thumb, and then she's holding herself with knuckles, and it's my own version, but might be wrong. But because I don't see hand, I'm just making up for it. Okay, now there's a dark shadow, which is quite dark, and it goes right, which is cast shadow of her body onto the flat surface. To be expected, obviously, because she's sitting. And, oh, yeah, this. Her bum goes right here, so her bum is not here, it's here. So I should move that shadow, that dark here, right here. There we are, okay, and some darker tone, which connects with this down here. And there we are. Yeah, that was quick. I'll give some finishing touches, as in here, for instance. Okay, dark with the hair. Smaller forehead. That's what I see there. Maybe just smaller. Also, skull there. Okay, also that dark stops right here. And extend that shadow here. Give her a little bit of, just a little bit here, which creates a cheekbone. There we are. And the eye a bit more open, just she's got eyes wide open, although she's looking away, but her eyes are wide open. I'm overemphasizing this area because, as I said, the viewer's eye cannot escape the face anyway, so I mean, that was it. Just to fix this shadow because it's too actually dark. So half tone here. And a little bit of dark tones here just to make that thigh a bit darker, more, give it more color. And yeah. And also bring a line and a bit more shadow, but not too dark, not too dark. Careful here. Otherwise, I mean, it's not much more given to the picture, but I think must go something like this. Huh? You know, I mean, we know, but we cannot see what's going on because, yeah, I mean, that's completely my what I know from memory, basically, how the body goes, my interpretation of it. And let's go on the armpit, going a little bit darker there. Oh, I took it off again, a little bit dark. Okay, there. Just keep the cast shadow a bit more intense. And the nipple, and especially underneath the breast, where the rib cage is more emphasized here. Okay, and let's close this. I mean, I don't want to go too dark because the darkest dark what I see closing half, so closing half my eyes is here. Half closing my eyes, not closing half my eyes, half closing my eyes. And the rib cage, so something like that. And emphasizing these darks. And nearly forgot, we got the beautiful lightning coming here. Huh? We all see that, which is basically that shadow here is part of the cast shadow of the body, which creates onto her hand. But then here we have light coming through. Okay. And let's not give her a little bit more thicker thigh. That could be her kneecap, but again, there's no information. I don't see that. I just see right up here, but then I'm just making it up to complete it. Unfortunately, I've chosen this picture because I like it, but obviously we have to do what we see, not to invent things. And a little bit of half tone here, crotch area, a bit more rounded. There we are. And lighter. Let's take that as it is, really bright, like there. And move this hand, which looks thick to me, maybe back a bit. There we are. And because I've just took that off, give her a bit more of a shoulder. Be more generous because she does have more shoulder actually. And that light here being a little bit more emphasized. And what can I do here to make it work for me? Would be a bit more here. Actually, that went too dark. There, a bit darker there, and also darker here. And here as well. But incorporate those darks. That's what I meant. Incorporate. You see? Bring them together. They're not apart. They're not islands. They're just part of a archipelago of darks. Not one separate. They move together. You see that when I went too dark here as well? And you see, as soon as you notice those things, those darks that you put in, if they're too much or excessive, then obviously it's your job to correct yourself. And just give that extra darks, get that hand again, incorporate it onto a wider shadow, and then be more specific and cut that line there. That's it. And then also give some more bone structure, because everybody knows that we're talking about hand here, so it needs to be sturdy. There you go. Okay, I've simplified it, but there's no information there what's going on, so let's not be too fussy about it, because it's okay as it is. Now it's up to me to darken that, but because I've got dark at the background, I think it works here, just to give more some darker tones here, to create something. See, just systemize these darks, these shadows, not to be like fluid. Give it a little bit of a form, whatever, just not to be fluid. Just you need line, you need some structure. Well, I need, maybe you would not agree with me, but I need some structure there. And that's the same here. Give her a little bit more structure on the hair. A bit darker. And darker, and then there. And then just emphasize this, which is her. This is part of the neck, which moves into the bone. What's that called? Collarbone. Yes, collarbone. And a bit more round here, just to give it more roundness, and then collarbone, a bit more powerful collarbone there. And that light onto the breast. Okay, I mean, let's finish it off with this dark here. Again, as I said, it's my invention. We do not actually see that, so let's not be too dark there, because again, we don't know what's going on. All right, okay. See you in the next one. Thank you.